So I've been reflecting a lot on many things, as I'm sure many people have been during this time of the pandemic. Um, as horrible as it is, there are some things that we can learn from it, and I think one of the things that we can learn is that we're not as individualistic as we thought we were. We're not as individualistic as society says that we are. We're much more connected to one another, and this is shown through the coronavirus when if one person gets sick and he has contact with other people because he's connected to so many other people will get sick. And with all those people who they were connected to him, those people are connected to many other people, and a lot of other people will get sick, and so on and so forth. And that's how the virus has grown so quickly, and it's become a worldwide virus. It's been a pandemic because of this reason, because we're so interconnected with one another. And as horrible as that is, we can learn something from it. This is an analogy to sin. Sin actually works much the same way. We're so connected to one another. If I commit a sin, it affects the people that I'm connected to. And if the people that I'm connected to commit a sin, it affects me. Even if I commit a sin that nobody knows anything about or nobody else is involved in, just because I'm connected to them, if I commit a sin and I hurt myself, I'm hurting many other people in the process. Because we're so interconnected with one another, we're not just islands walking around. It's not just you do you and I do me. We're connected to one another so much that my life is not my own. Your life is not your own. And this actually comes from the Bible. In the beginning, God created Adam, and he said it was not good that man should be alone, so he created Eve to be a companion for him, to be a helper for him. And they fall into sin together, and humanity after them, their children and their children's children after them, fall into so much sin, and it just gets worse and worse, and it spreads everywhere, that by the time of Noah, God sends the flood upon the earth to wipe out humanity because sin had been so evil and so widespread. So brothers and sisters, I think that we can really think about this. Sin is like the coronavirus in that it spreads so fast and so rapidly and so wide. Like the coronavirus, it's in a sense invisible. We don't always see it. We don't always see the effects of it. We don't always even know the symptoms of it. We don't know everything about it. Luckily, the difference is that, unfortunately for the coronavirus, we haven't found a vaccine yet. They're working on it now. But we have been given a vaccine by God for sin. And that vaccine comes in many forms. Scripture, the tradition of the church, the teachings of the church. It comes from, above all things, prayer and the sacraments. It comes from our union with God. It comes from, most of all than everything else, the Eucharist, which even if now we don't have access to the Eucharist because we're all quarantined, we can make a spiritual communion with Christ, and that's very valuable. Christ can be present to us in the spiritual communion. We're given the medicine or the vaccine of family, of friends, of people that we're connected to, that we can rekindle many relationships with. It's a good opportunity, I think, now that life has slowed down a little bit for this time period, to think about these things. Reconnect with our family members. Get closer to God through prayer, through reading scripture, through meditating on the things that God has given to us, on our gratefulness towards God. Reconnecting with people that we haven't talked to in a long time. Maybe it's a good idea to call a couple of people a day that you haven't talked to in a long time and just kind of ask them, how are you doing? Just as sin, like the coronavirus, grows so fast and almost in an invisible way, just like everything that I do affects the people that I'm connected with, so do good acts. So does love. So does the love of Christ, which has been given to me that I can give to other people, which has been given to you that you can give to other people. Just like sin grows so fast, love can grow fast as well. So if we spend this time to really recollect our faith, to strengthen it through prayer and through meditating on scripture and meditating on the teachings of the church and growing with our families, we can be a part of the growth of our faith among our community. So brothers and sisters, I encourage you to do that. Know that we are praying for you, the priests, the monks, we are all praying for you. If you have any prayer intentions, please send them our way. We will pray for you for those intentions. And I'm going to try to put out one of these videos every day, kind of reflection that we can think about day after day, especially during this pandemic. So God bless you all. We are praying for you, and may God be with you and stay safe. Amen.